It's YouTube, babies. So, what's up, man? Tell me about your weekend or your day or both.
Sure, I'll tell you a work-related thing before we do Monday Night Football. Um, so, if you can imagine, Absolute Batman was quite the desired book this week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Thursday, I wasn't at the shop. Um, my helper Devin was in there, and Devin texted me, and he was like, "Yeah, I got this guy that just came in and was super shitty about us selling out of Absolute Batman and said that we should have known that it was going to be such a hot seller and ordered more of them." I was like, dude, I fucking wish it had been me in there and not you because I will throw it back at them and
Yeah,
they don't.
Devin should have been like, well, you should have been here earlier because you knew it was gonna be a hot seller.
Dude,
It's
for real. It's like, don't fucking say that shit to us, man.
like, it's crazy. There's a thing called a pull list.
Yeah. It's
It
like,
would have been
hey,
in there for you.
I yeah, I don't know. It's wild. If you want one that bad, fucking pre-order it.
Yeah. Now, I ask you this all the time, but with a book like that, and you're probably gonna just give me the same answer. With a book like that, how do you plan ahead? Because like there with something like that, like it's like yeah, odds are it's gonna sell really well, but then it also could have been a flop. You know what I mean?
It could have been. I did what I would normally order for Batman, plus I accounted for like 10 people off the street
I gotcha.
because just because somebody wants Batman doesn't mean I'm going to throw Absolute in their poll because it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Most people that have a poll, told me that they wanted it. Um, So yeah, I mean that's kind of how I looked at it. Batman's popular. I'll base it off the average Batman polls. You gotta account for people wanting the number one, and you gotta account for people wanting Scott Snyder. So
Yeah. I'm really curious how many people are gonna stick with it and then how many new readers it'll get. Like if there's like a let's just say like a guy that's like, I only read Marvel, but this is a good jumping on point for me. And they tried out the absolute stuff and they love it, like how I'm assuming people were with the original Ultimate stuff.
yeah,
I'd be curious how how
well,
that
there's
goes.
there's at least one at the shop. He really likes Batman, but hasn't read comics in like 20, 25 years. And he tried to get in during Joker year one and was like, I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah.
Uh, so he was like, "Oh, I'll try it here." Like I haven't read 25 years worth of Batman, so this is probably a good starting point. And then he ended up uh leaving a comment on my whatever predictions thing that I post on the shop, and he was like, "Oh, by the way, I really love this." So it's like,
Good.
well, it worked for somebody at least.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, Monday Night Football. We are just at the end of the third quarter, so the game is nearly over, but we've got the Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets.
Aaron Rodgers. So I'm going Buffalo Bills.
I am also going for the Bills just because I always root against Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Um, but as of right now, the score is tied 20 to 20.
Oh, the Jets did get a new coach, so maybe they're gonna get the new coach bump too.
Could be, could be.
I don't know who they got, but I mean the name, unless it's Bill Belichick, it won't matter when it comes to NFL coaches.
Yeah, I only know like my coach and then the ones that have been around forever.
Yeah.
Um, like Mike Tomlin for the Steelers, been doing it for a long time.
All with the Steelers. or has he been all over?
For, I mean, I'm sure he was like an assistant someplace first, or like an offensive line coach or something like that. But for as long as I can remember, he's been the head coach of the Steelers.
Okay. So he would have had that dude that used to do the or he I think he still does the commercials for the Head and Shoulders, big old hair guy.
Troy Polamalu.
Yeah. That dude, I
Yeah.
don't know, like I don't know shit about him. I'm like, yeah, you just like I think it's the hair. You just seem fucking cool, dude.
No, he does seem cool. Uh, he was big. There was Jerome Bettis. They called him the Bus.
I actually recognize that name. So yeah, that dude had to have been popular.
Yeah. And then Ben Raplesberger. So
Yep.
he's known for more than one thing. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Bears absolutely kicking ass right now. They won again on Sunday over in jolly old London.
Was it against a good team?
No,
Oh, okay.
but uh, it was against Jacksonville.
Oh, okay.
But Caleb Williams had 4 touchdowns, which is the most a rookie quarterback's had in one game for many years. So
Nice.
he's doing well. He's doing well.
I just hope, and this is coming from someone who doesn't know shit. I just hope they do a good job of building an offense around him for you, because it's like it sounds like he's got the talent. It's just will the
Yeah.
Bears do Bear things and not build around him?
Nah, they've got the pieces. Like the first
Okay.
2 weeks were rough, even though there was a win and like 2 losses.
Hmm.
But it's been all wins since then, and they
Good.
do get better every game. So we'll see.
So they're gonna win the Super Bowl this year, is what you're telling me. If they get better every game,
I
so
mean,
that's
by
all
that
there is to
logic, they should.
it.
I just want them to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, all right. Oh, we need an opener.
Yeah. No,
Riveting stuff.
I know. Do you like rivets? I'm not a fan.
They're not easy to put on, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Unless your
And
name's Rosie.
I mean, she was jacked, so I don't think it was that easy for her to begin with.
All right.
That's stupid.
I know it is. Here we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Two Worlds Podcast. I'm Jake, and with me, as always, is the Rosie to my rivets. It's Casey. How's it going, man?
We can do it.
Hell yeah.
Um, yeah, man, I'm doing okay. How about you?
Doing all right. I'll start off with a comment. Um, oh, it just went away. Where are you? Here we go. All right, it's from friend of the pod, Christian, and he says, I have sent my like for the Casey cosplay and expect it delivered immediately. I also have sent this like for the 2 like total for Jake's cosplay and can't wait for my birthday present. So thank you, Christian. You're out here doing the Lord's work. Um, yeah, that's it for the comments. We'll move on to the news. Your boy had nothing this week.
Yeah.
So it's all Casey.
Alrighty. And it's not even much from my end, too. So that's the fun part. So I'll start with this one because I think it's probably the smallest bit of news. But Amber Mindhunter from Prey. I don't know if you ended up ever getting to see that or not.
I've seen
But
half of it.
oh, okay. Well, the main girl in that, she's been cast in season 2 of Monarch: Legacy of Monsters. No idea who she's gonna be or anything of that nature. But I liked her in Prey. Thought Prey was perfectly fine. I think people were probably liking it a little too much when it came out, but yeah, it's a perfectly fine movie. It was one of those movies, and I've said this before, probably on here too, where it's like it got too much hate and too much love because it had a female lead, where it's like, yeah, this is perfectly fine. If you like Predator, you're gonna like this,
Hmm.
unless you just don't like women.
All right.
But if like I'm not the biggest Predator fan, so I'm watching, I'm like, yeah, this is fine. It's like the first one, but in this cooler setting, you know?
Yeah. Like I watched it and then fell asleep and then just have forgotten to go back and
Yeah.
finish it. But I mean, she was cool.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that you're missing out is like just like the original Predator, there's a really great fight scene at the end. So you're missing out
Hmm.
on that, you know, but you're not
Yeah.
otherwise you're not missing out on much because you don't get there's no part where she like yells at the Predator, go, Jimmy! Like that would have been pretty fun, but
Yeah. I do like the setting of it though. I thought that was
yeah.
a pretty fun idea.
Yeah, did you get to the part with the fur trappers, the French fur trappers?
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah. As soon as I said that, you would have known what that was, and that part's pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie. But okay, so we finally have some more lanterns news. We got the two main lanterns casted. It's Aaron Pierre has been cast as John Stewart. Um, yeah, I mean like he doesn't like he still just does not look like a Marine at all to me, but I'm assuming some people are
He's
excited.
too pretty.
Yeah, he is far too pretty. There's people online that are saying he's not black enough to be John Stewart, but
Oh, that's something to say out
yeah.
loud.
Yeah, they're saying his skin's not dark enough, but then it's like I mean, you can look at it just depends on who's the colorist in the comics for his skin tone and
Dude,
yeah.
that just proves
Yeah.
that people will fucking
Yeah.
say anything.
Yeah. a
Holy
hundred
shit.
percent. So, and I've never seen this dude act. I
If
have
anybody
you?
listening to this thinks that he's not black enough, stop listening to the show. We don't fucking want you.
Yeah.
You're such a fucking loser if you think
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, I've never seen him act in anything, so I don't know if he's gonna be good, but I mean, honestly, John, like he's gotten a lot more character here, recently, but prior to that, he was always to me, I mean, like when I say recently, I mean like in the last 20 years. Because like some of that earlier stuff it was just like, oh yeah, he's just another Green Lantern. Like in the stuff
Hmm.
that I read with him in it, like he's just like he was the Green Lantern that was on the Justice League. That's like all I knew him as, is like for the longest time, you know what I mean? So I don't know how much like I think he's gonna be able to add a lot to it while he's doing it. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, I'm still like kind of torn on that show because I don't like the age difference between the two, between Hal and John, but who knows? It might be good. Do you have
Yeah.
any opinions?
I really want to like it.
Yeah,
I'll definitely watch it and just hope for the best because we
yeah,
gotta have some faith in these projects.
yeah. And then lastly, this is something that I didn't know was a thing, but we're getting a live action Voltron. And it's going to start filming in Australia this fall, apparently. Rawson Marshall, he's going to be directing it, and then Henry Cavill has been cast as one of the main characters. And then, so like, I'm assuming he's going to be the bad guy, or he's going to be like an older person that's because then there's like Daniel Quinn Toy, who's going to be like the proper lead. So he's going to be the main Voltron kitty cat guy. Uh, so it's like, so Cavill's probably going to be like his dad, or he'll be, you know, bad guy. But you excited?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean this has been rumored before, but it's one of those things where it's like, sure, okay,
Yeah.
we're totally getting this movie.
Yeah.
Um, but having Henry attached to it, I think gives it a little bit more of a boost. So
It it gives it a better chance of getting canceled.
yeah, I don't know. I really obviously really wanted to do well because I'm a big Voltron fan and he's one of my favorites. So that's a big win for me.
Yeah. Every time I think about a Voltron movie, even though I'm not a TJ Miller fan anymore, because he said that there was a terrorist on a he got drunk and said there was a terrorist on a train, and then it was like, oh no, you're just being racist. But he had a CD where he had like one of the songs was called Cloverfield Secrets, and it was just him saying different things from like that a lot of more stuff he was making up, and it was like, and one was it's like, oh, when there's a part in the trailer where someone says it's a lion. And so that made people think, oh, it's going to be a Voltron movie. But no, it's actually a Thundercats movie. Remember that old show?
Dude, I need both. I need the crossover.
Yeah, when's that crossover comic from IDW coming out?
It needs to happen. Maybe it's post all the big Mum Ra fighting stuff that's about to go down in the books,
Yeah,
because that's like all over the solicitations.
but that's the news, man. What'd you
Cool.
read this week?
I read DC versus Vampires World War B, Sonic the Hedgehog, Absolute Batman, Godzilla, Here There Be Dragons 2, Sons of Giants, Batman and Robin, Public Domain, Minor Arcana, and Crocodile Black.
Oh, dang, I expected you to read Green Lantern Civil Core.
Um, nah,
Yeah,
because I mean, didn't it wrap up the series that I didn't get to finish?
it's like it kind of cuts into both of the like it does some stuff with that series, and it also did more with the regular Green Lantern book too.
Ah, okay. I might have to go back and read it
Yeah.
then. Oh, I did read that last Batman issue, by the way. It was
It,
pretty okay.
yeah, it's like it's solid and it's like a good jumping on point, and I'm really curious what they're gonna do with the Court of Owls.
Yeah.
But okay, so I read Scarlet #5. The War of the Worlds begins here. Conquest 2099 #1. Green Lantern Civil Core Special, all in #1. Crocodile Black #5. Minor Arcana #2. Batman and Robin 14. Issue 9, Chip Zdarsky's Public Domain. The Godzilla, Here There Be Giants 2,
There
Sons
be
of, yeah,
giants.
whatever. And Absolute
Sons of
Batman.
Dragons.
Yeah, it's all of that stuff. That's what I read.
All right. I have two apart from our Muchies.
All right, I got three, so I'll just start up and we'll go back and forth. So yeah, Scarlet issue 5 by Kelly Thompson and Marco Ferrara on the art. Art's awesome as always. Storm Shadow does some cool anime stuff. We get some great splash pages. Like, I mean, it's like it's simple, but it looks good.
Yeah.
And you get Storm Shadow, Scarlet, and Jinx fighting the Cobra guys and all that. And yeah, it's a good time. Scarlet's staying undercover with Jinx. Yeah, I mean that's basically it. My only problem with this book is like I can't really complain about it since this is all a reboot, but they're working with this Scarlet's undercover, at that place, and it's the same place Storm Shadow's from and all that. But there's no Snake Eyes. We don't get even a whiff of Snake Eyes. Like, is Snake Eyes not going to be in this new updated universe? That'd be stupid. He's the coolest. So, that was my only real thing. I'm like,
Dude, Snake Eyes is totally gonna get his own mini, just
I
like all
mean,
these others.
he's the only one that I think it was not even like he could get us a full on book. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm like, what the hell's going on? Why didn't we even hear a word of Snake Eyes? Like the other ones, they would at least show them. So I'm just like, I'm a little confused by that. But yeah, it was good. I'm not sure how I felt about the ending. I thought it was fine. Yeah, I'm probably at like an 8.5. I liked it a lot. It was really, really good.
Excellent. Okay, Sonic the Hedgehog annual for 2024. It's written by Ian Flynn on one story with art by Thomas Roethlisberger. And then the second story is by Gigi Dutray. And she does the art along with Mauro Fonseca. So yeah, the first one was a story about Serge and Kit and how they want to be heroes, but only because they like that people kind of praise them. So they want to take out Sonic and Tails so that they can be the only heroes on the block, which is not very heroic. The second story is about Knuckles. Um, well, I guess it's not really like a full story. It's like an in-between story for just a couple of pages, but Knuckles is up on the Emerald Island and he's just thinking about his friends and how they get to have more adventures than he does because he's the Emerald's guardian and he feels a little left out sometimes. And then Sonic, Tails, and Amy show up unannounced just to check in on him and see how their old buddy's doing. And it reminds him, through the power of friendship, that life isn't so bad because he's got great friends. And then the actual second story is sort of a origin story about the shape-shifting bad guy character that's been popping up in the mainline stuff. So I always like some lore. That's fun stuff. And both stories will be picked up in later issues. So it was real good. I like both. I'll probably give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Right on. So I saw a tweet today that you bringing up Sonic made me think of this, and I think you'll get a chuckle about it. This person posted this like censored picture of it was Chip and the like Chip or Dale from Rescue Rangers just pounding Gadget, the girl one, and it's like just so you know, every like almost every TV show has like the creators will draw the characters just having sex in other lewd ways just for laughs, and then they all end up staying in the vaults because they don't own the rights to it. If anything they work on there, like Disney just owns the rights automatically. So like a lot of them will do that as like a fuck you to Disney. Like they'll just draw this like the disgusting stuff, and then someone commented, and their name was like autistic Sonic fan or something like that, and they're like, someone hack Sega right now.
Oh, dude, what did you hear? The Pokemon stuff that happened?
That's what came out, but I couldn't find anything about the Pokemon stuff. I was like, I'm not gonna look this hard either. So
Okay, so like the big ew gross one is that there's like a lot of just like how the Pokemon universe came to be lore. And one of the things that one of the devs wrote that they wanted in the game as story was that a Typhlosion got a girl pregnant.
wow.
Yeah. So I'm sure that that was just the Sonic thing was probably piggybacked off of that
Yeah.
happening.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
Well, Conquest 2099. So this is by Steve Orlando and Ibram Roberson and Jose Luis on the art. I'm just gonna first off, Watcher 2099. Why doesn't the male Watcher have cans like that?
Ooh, asking all the right questions.
But this book is a very Steve Orlando-y book. You know what I mean? Like
So it's fun.
it's fine. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh yeah, there's nothing I'd write home about, but it's fine. He like the vampires were gonna get their own world that was gonna have blood oceans and all this stuff, and then these like spider aliens that, I guess the Spider Woman 2099 is this race attacked and just killed them all. And then so they're gonna wage war on them, and then Nova shows up. And you want to take a guess who Nova is? Just for fun, since this is 2099, it's way in the future, but it's a character that you know from Still Now.
So not Sam Alexander.
Nope. give you a look at him. You can be like, ooh, that doesn't tell me anything.
Star-Lord?
Nope.
Okay, I have
Give
no
you.
idea.
I'll give you the one last hint that you're gonna be like, oh, that tells me stuff.
Oh, Wolverine.
Yeah.
How does he get Nova powers?
It didn't say. I mean, it kind of seems like it's mostly just like he's old.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're like, wait, Nova, but was destroyed. There's a memorial on Wakanda. Someone want to tell me what the shock is going on here? And he's like, Nova here is one of us, Spider-Man, before my time, but mutants talk. Even led his crew to the bit. After Del Ruiz, before the time storm, quit though. Not that simple. It's like, okay, you're not telling us anything. It's like, name's Nova now, last of them. Don't kid yourself, Phoenix. You can't scare me. I knew the original. It's like, okay, but how did you become Nova?
They're
We're
like,
just
who
gonna,
is it? And he's like, don't worry about it, bub. I'm the
yeah.
best there is at what I do.
Well, because like when he comes out, there's a guy named Cyclops, and he calls, they even call him like Logan, and that's like the only way that you know who it was. There was like really hinting at it.
Hmm.
And yeah, and then like what annoys me though is like, so he goes up to the Spider Woman. He's like, "Hey, there's gonna be a war. A lot of people are gonna die. I need to know how like your people's weakness." And she's like, "I hate my people, and I'm not gonna do that." And he's like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna fight you." And he also has all of the world, like not the world mind, but he has all the Nova powers, like Richard did. So what's he do? He pulls a gun.
Hell yeah.
It's just like, why do you have all these powers then, Wolverine Nova? It's like, oh, I can fly and I got guns. So, it's and then like they do a big fight and he's gonna fight Spider-Man 2099 in the next issue. It's like, okay, it's I guess like this is kind of weird because it doesn't make any sense that they would be fighting, but whatever. I'm probably at like a 7.5, maybe just a regular 7 for it.
Yeah. Not the worst.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you heard me describing it like it's dumb, but it's cool.
Yeah, well, that's Orlando for you,
Yeah.
baby. All right. DC versus Vampires World War V, number 3. And it is by, hmm, boy, there it is. Matthew Rosenberg and Otto Schmidt. And then there's a backup by Tyler Boss. Um, well, the book starts off with uh, Mr. Miracle and Barda fucking.
You're like 10 out of 10 for old Jakey.
Um, he's a vampire and she's not, and she's like, do it anyways. He's like, all right. And then they have a hybrid baby, kind of like Blade, except not really. Like we don't see anything of this child except that it's a baby, so it's not a vampire hunter or anything. But um, both sides seem to think that this baby is some sort of like Messiah question mark. I don't know. Both sides want the hybrid baby. Um, yeah, and then we get Wolverine, a Wonder Woman versus Green Lantern Alfred. Uh, a big favorite character of yours makes an appearance, Casey. Ghostmaker.
Ooh.
He's in here. He's killing people. Um, he's working for the vampires. It doesn't show that he's a vampire though, because he never takes off his suit. And then, yeah, how's this end? Oh yeah, Batman shows up to like help Damien. And Damien's like, "Who the fuck are you?" And then you don't see whoever it is take off the cowl. And Damien looks surprised and it says to be continued. So who knows? It can't be Bruce because I think Bruce is dead in this universe, but also he keep or Batman, I'm not even gonna say it's a he because you can't really tell. It's just like, I trained you better than that, blah blah blah. So it's like, okay. That also doesn't really mean anything because he could be training with whoever in this universe. So I don't know who it's gonna be. It might be like Talia or just somebody totally new?
Yeah.
All right, and then the backup is continuing the Batmite story. And essentially Geoforce dies, so Batmite just goes through a bunch of like B and C list characters to decide what his new personality is going to be. And I don't recognize all of them.
Yeah.
So there's like 90s Starman, I think. Uh, Citizen Steel, Vigilante, a Talon, even was it Gangbuster that you tweeted
Yeah.
Dan about? Um, Gangbuster. But like I know this, I just can't place it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And then this one too.
Oh. That looks like someone that's like a new god related character to me, but
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's clearly just Tyler Boss having some fun.
yeah.
Anyway, in the end, he decides that there's nothing more heroic than living a life of service, and he becomes Alfred Might. So
Nice.
it's just a stupid backup, but man, it's still pretty funny,
Yeah.
and I like it.
It's nice getting fun backups versus just ones that you don't want to read.
Yeah, for sure. And the art's killer. I hope that Tyler Boss gets more work. But anyway, I like this book a lot. I'm gonna give it like a 9.5.
Nice.
Yeah, it might be pick of the week.
Right on, man. All right. So Green Lantern Civil Core Special. This is by Jeremy Adams and Philip Kenny Johnson with Salvador La Roca on the art. It starts off with John and his, you know, not sister, like his sister construct flying around, and he gets attacked by somebody. And I'm not going to tell you who it is because I think if you do read it, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's neat. And then he's talking to his lantern buddies, and they're like, basically like Hal's like, yeah, you good thing that you guys called me beforehand because well, I'm about to go talk to the Thanagarians about these old dickheads that are, trying to take over. And it's like me and Carol, and they're like, Carol, and then like it's revealed that she's got powers, and they're like, oh wow. And then we also get the old Jade Stone showing up and he's there to help them, the old robot. And then they're like, oh, we gotta fight the blind guys, and we get a person, being brought in for that. Like some of the stuff where he's like actually talking to the courts kind of goes on a little long, but then we get some like really cool fights, get some other cool moments that I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna spoil because it's like a lot of fun when you actually get to see it. So yeah, I'm into it, and it looks like yeah, we're gonna have this will just be directly, talked about in the next issue of Green Lantern. So you kind of before you pop in the next issue of Green Lantern, you might want to read this one.
Yeah, which is out next week, I think.
I think so too, because I think I told you to get it for me.
Yeah.
I think that's what I say to him, like, get it for me. But yeah, I'm probably at an 8.5, pushing a 9. I'm reading it like this is so much fun. It's so like I like having Hal Jordan by himself in the Green Lantern book, but like having all of the Green Lanterns is a lot more fun. The only downside is really is like you don't get, I mean, we don't get Kyle at all, but we don't get much Guy, which I'm not too upset about. But it's like it's clearly like John and Hal, and then there's like Guy over here, you know?
Hmm.
But like it's still good and like like I said, it got a little too chatty. Like there was like you don't need to be having like full on like this is a fucking court drama. Like we don't need that much for this space book, you know? Like you're doing a
Yeah.
little too much with that, but otherwise it was really, really good.
Cool. All right. The order that I've got these in: Crocodile, Arcana, Public Domain, Batman and Robin, Godzilla, and Absolute Batman.
Yep, I had it about the same, just had to switch public domain and Batman and Robin.
Okay. So Crocodile Black, number 5, the final issue by Philip Kennedy Johnson and Psalm. This is a weird fucking book.
Hmm.
But what did you think?
I was into it. Like I did not see that ending coming at all. The
Yeah.
art's the art's wild and yeah, it was I liked it though. What did you think?
Yeah, art was cool. There's really not like a happy ending, which I can appreciate.
Yeah.
Just no, this kid goes off the fucking deep end and climbs inside of an alligator, or sorry, a crocodile.
Yeah.
Jesus. It's
No, no,
called Crocodile Black, not
it's
Alligator Black.
it's Crocodile Black, but he only likes
Yeah.
alligators.
And then just kind of swims off into the sunset inside this crocodile. So, yeah, not at all was that what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I
So
I would probably like to reread it collected.
same. That's because there's a like issue to issue, there's stuff I didn't really remember, but
Hmm.
it's still like it was a solid book. This was an interesting, like I said, it was interesting. I would actually like to see a Crocodile Black part two.
Yeah. I think I'm sitting at a 7.
Yeah, I was thinking about a 7.5, so that's, you know. All right, so Jeff Lemire's Minor Arcana Book 2. I like this a lot more than the first issue. What do you think, man?
Yeah, same. I thought it was cool. I like the first issue a lot, but this was even better.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just what you want out of a Jeff Lemire book, I think.
Hmm. The girl is just kind of the worst. She like, you know, goes talks to that lady's husband, and he's like, "Hey, and tell her this." And then she's like, "Get the fuck away from me. Leave. I didn't see anything." And she's like,
Yeah,
"Oh, okay." It's like, "Get." Like, I mean, what's your deal, lady? Come on. But otherwise, I really liked it. Like I was just like, yeah, this is just good.
yeah, same. I'm digging this a lot, and I know that it's just the next 3-ish issues are gonna be fucking weird and awesome. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm probably like an 8.5 or a 9.
Yeah, dude, not to copy again, but I was at an 8.5 with it. So
Cool. All right, then we've got Public Domain number 9 by Chip Zdarsky. And wouldn't you know it, it's really fucking good.
hmm.
Like everybody's involved in this issue, but everybody gets the right amount of focus, I think.
Yeah.
Um, I like I like seeing the dad just like be in his element at this con, and then you get to see the not so fun side of artists setting up an artist alley at cons.
Yeah.
or being a part of panels or whatever. So yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah. Same here. I loved it a lot. Um, Everything's written really well, and yeah, man. I mean, and boy, was that like the only thing that I didn't like. The part whenever they were doing their panel, because this is like to me it was so unrealistic. They're in the panel, everyone's there, and then they're like in the middle of the panel. That's when the guy just stands up, "Sewer panel next door has Blake Powers," and then everyone just leaves. It's like that wouldn't they would be advertising Blake Powers there from the beginning. Like everyone would already know, you know what I'm saying? So
Yep,
like, that was the
totally
only
agree.
part where I'm like that kind of took me out, but that's also like a really minor gripe. But yeah.
Yeah, and also they just needed that for the blow up to happen.
Yeah.
So it,
100%.
yeah, it's fucking good, man. It's like a an easy 9 for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9.5. If it didn't have that one part and they would have done it, come up with a better way of going along with stuff, it would have been a 10. I really, really liked it.
Yeah, I'm excited for whenever this has like a complete edition because I will definitely be getting
Yeah.
that.
Alrighty. So Batman and Robin by Philip Kennedy Johnson and Javier Fernandez on the art. Oh boy, this art is awesome.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Um, Writing was pretty good too. The only slight complaint that I had is that I felt like Bruce and Damien were in like a really good spot by the end of Williamson's run. And here they're just a little bit bickery. And I know that that's because Damien's doing like a party thing that he doesn't want to do. But at the same time, it's like they'd had so much development in the last 13 issues that you think Damien would be a little more understanding of why they have to go do this thing. But that's a really small thing. I think the rest of it was extremely cool. Art was a knockout, and I think it was a pretty strong start for Philip Kennedy Johnson.
Yep. No, I actually agree with you 100%. It's like the art's awesome. The writing's really good. Batman's written really well. Damian, like you said, I don't care as much for because it does feel like, and this is a problem with Damien a lot with writers. It's just kind of like they always like one writer will be like, oh yeah, we've progressed him. He's moved on. He's gotten, and then the next writer comes in like he's gonna start off as a little shit again because that's what we
Mm-hmm.
want to do. And it just seems like how it always goes with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really liked it. I'm excited to see where this goes. And why haven't we seen this art more? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's so good.
Yeah. I agree, man. I hope that it's a permanent stay with Philip Kennedy Johnson on this book. Like the
For
boiler room scene where it's all on fire and the ghost guy is talking in riddles, like,
hmm
man, so good.
But I'm at probably a 9 for it. What about you?
Yep, I'm at a 9 as well. All right. Giants, here there be Godzilla 2, Sons of Dragons. We have fun, don't we?
Yeah.
It's written by Frank Thierry, artwork by Inaki Miranda. It was okie dokie.
Like last time this came out, we were like, yeah, this lore stuff's getting a little old. Like, I mean, I'd want some more actual, monster stuff. And then it's like Frank Terry heard us like, you want more lore stuff? Perfect.
Yep, yep, that's how it felt. Um, like the Ghidorah Godzilla fight was cool, and this page is
Yeah.
super awesome. But yeah, like the first half, man, it's just like, eh. Also, I'll even say first 2/3. I
Yep.
just don't care too much. But what did you think about that final page?
It was neat. I not sure I like that Zillion design, but otherwise it was neat. But yeah, this is
Now, are they
just
the ones that are always like dealing with space stuff?
okay. So there's like they're the same ones that would have been in Final Wars and that would have been in Astro Monster. But then there's the Zillions, there was the Futurians, which were in the Heisei era, and then there was I'm blanking on what they're called, but they're from the black hole planet or whatever, and they were the monkey people because like Planet of the Apes was really popular. So then they're like, let's just do that, and so they had like monkeys that would randomly show up. It was like I was directing it. I was like, yeah, we need monkeys,
We
and
need more fucking monkeys.
And so yeah, they were in Terror Mechagodzilla. And I don't remember the aliens because there's different aliens in Destroy All Monsters too. Again, so it's like these are the most popular ones, but he didn't even do the costume that they were popular for. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Also, you didn't say monkeys like you normally do.
I know.
Monkeys.
Monkeys.
So what do you
But
give it, man?
I'm probably out of five again. I think that's what I gave the last one. I'm just kind of like maybe we should have just kept it at one. Sons of Giant Monsters.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna give it a 4.
Yeah.
Surely there's only one more issue, right?
Until Sons of Giant Monsters 3 comes out.
Oof.
So yeah, next up it's Absolute Batman by Scott Snyder and Nick DeLaGota on the art. What did you think though, dude?
Uh, we had some preconceived thoughts about how this was gonna be before it came out, and I don't think it was quite as bad as I was anticipating. I think there
No.
was some good stuff in it. Um, and by that it's just like, oh, it's these characters that you know, but they're way fucking different. So I think it's interesting, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like I'm gonna say this though, and this is like a big problem I have with them doing this Absolute Universe stuff though, is like and I don't know. I think it sounds like the new Ultimate Universe stuff is like way they're doing about like this where it's like way different. But the original Ultimate Universe was just kind of like, oh yeah, these are the same characters, and then as we write, it's gonna verge different. They're like Spider-Man's still gonna seem like Spider-Man's just gonna be updated and all this stuff. With this, it's just like, yeah, he's gonna have a similar costume and his name's gonna be Batman. Nothing else will be the same. And
Hmm.
that's, you know what I mean? Like, so I was like, it just, like I said, doesn't feel like Batman, doesn't have anything really in common with Batman, but it was neat.
I gotta say, what I just thought was the dumbest shit ever.
I have a feeling it's gonna be
S-
the same thing for me too.
Okay, Batman steals this special shotgun from Alfred.
No, that
Okay,
wasn't my part, but that was stupid too.
and he quote modifies it to make it non-lethal. And what that means is that he's made it a blunderbuss for many batarangs. And he shoots Alfred damn near point blank range, within 10 feet,
Yeah.
shoots Alfred in the face. That would fucking kill him.
Yep.
But oh, it's just modified to be non-lethal, which means he can just fucking shoot him right in the face and he's fine. I thought that was dumb as fuck.
Yeah,
It just
like,
drives me fucking crazy how these people write guns sometimes.
yeah. Well, and then like what I thought was really dumb was he's first off, they're like talking about like, oh, he's doing all this stuff, so it's like not like this is the type of thing where people always complain about Batman, where like he'll like land on someone's spine and it's like, he's not dead. Like this
Hmm.
is like that amped up to 11 in this book, and like It's the dumbest thing. So he pulls out fucking knives that are his ears, and he pulls those out, and then he's able to use. It's like that's so dumb.
Yeah.
But like it also gave. Oh, do you remember? Because we both watched, I think, like most of the first season of Gotham
Yeah,
when it
I
was,
watched a few seasons.
and this gave like strong Gotham energy, where it's just like, ah, look at this guy holding a crocodile. Who could he be? And it's like, oh, it's Killer Croc, and you know,
Hmm.
like that type of shit. It's just like, or it's like, oh, I'm hanging out with my old pal Oswald. You know, it's like that type. Yeah, it's just like, oh God.
For the
But
end, it's like, yeah, this guy, he never fucking laughs. They call him the Joker. It's
yeah.
like, come on.
Yeah, that was I just had to roll my fucking eyes at that.
Yeah.
But the second half of this though, where he's actually being, he's doing Batman stuff, like the fight was good and the art's
Hmm.
really good in this.
Art, yeah, art's fucking awesome. And I
Yeah.
and I will say, I do like that Batman is just this giant fucking dude who is just he just works out at his boxing gym all the time, and that's why he's so fucking big.
Well,
Because it is fun to see this big old dude just kick the shit out of these people. And I'll say it, I think the modified cape with like the bat hooks are pretty fucking cool. He's like whipping them around to grab people. I think it's neat.
yeah, I think th so this part was really stupid though. So he just chopped off the big guy's hand and then he tells them go to the hospital. They can reattach it. And then he yells at them all to get out of the way. They start running away. It's like, oh, you're not gonna kill. Then he just fucking sets off a bomb.
Hmm.
Boy, good thing you don't kill people, huh, Batman?
Yeah, dude. Hey, he just modified the bomb to be
Oh,
non-lethal.
yeah, it shoots out confetti.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. But Alfred's cool in it. It was nice that we get an
Yeah.
Alfred again.
Yeah. He was cool. I'm excited to see the dynamic between the two.
Yeah.
So I guess that's my question, man. Clearly, I just answered it. Are you gonna keep going?
Depends on how big the week is.
Hmm.
Really. Like
I'm gonna give
if
it at least one more.
yeah, it's just I'm glad people in your shop are liking it, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't know about it.
Hmm.
But hey, we're gonna get edgy Superman soon. Now it's gonna be something.
Yeah. I kind of wish they'd start announcing who else is gonna get a title.
Absolute elongated man.
You don't even, you know, you'd be reading that shit.
Absolute detective chimp. But this one's actually a person who thinks he's a chimp.
Absolute monkeys.
Absolute Wonder Twins.
Hell yeah. All right, what do you rate this one?
Probably a 6.
Yeah, I'll go 7.
What are you excited about, man?
I am excited for Batman Full Moon. That's like the werewolf
Yeah, I knew
bat
you'd be
book.
excited about that one.
Yeah, I'm predictable. Um, then I'll go with Dark Knights of Steel All Winter. I'll skip one that we're both excited for because you're gonna say it, and then I'll go with Fist of Khonshu #1.
All right, then I will say Green Lantern, Wolverine, and
Okay, you haven't said the one that I was
I
just talking about.
gotta see. Oh, Batman and Robin Year One.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. It's just like I'm hoping it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, man,
It's Wade
fantastic.
Insomnia. It's not it's gonna be
Like, I
just
mean,
fine.
yeah, it's like it's mostly like I know Sammy's art's gonna be amazing. It's just really gonna be like, what more is Wade gonna be bringing? to this thing that we have seen about 50 times.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And it's not like, and no offense to Wade, but he's a big old nerd. And most of the stuff is just going to be like an updated version of the stuff that he's memorized from 50 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so Fantastic Four time. Give me like top four books you'd recommend for fans of just spooky shit.
Okay. I am I'll say relatively new to spooky comics. Um, but one that always sells that I recommend is Witches by Scott Snyder. That's like a it's
Hmm.
cheap. People always like it. And between Scott Snyder and Jock, I think it's like an easy sell. Um, I think Hellboy probably qualifies, right?
Yeah.
I would always recommend Hellboy to people.
Do you have a specific Hellboy that you would be like, this one for sure?
Um, I really like Bones of Giants, and I always go with Koshé. That one in particular deals a lot with like demons in hell, um, especially because none of the four omnibuses are in print right now, which is so fucking annoying.
That's really dumb for Dark Horse.
I know. I like how do you not keep that in stock at all times? And then uh gosh, there's probably one that I really like that I just can't think of right now.
Yeah.
So I'll say maybe like Hellblazer. I know that does some demony, spooky stuff sometimes. And is that just three? Is that four?
That's three.
Three? Hmm. I'll say Batman Arkham Asylum by Grant Morrison and Dave McKean. I think that's like it's drawn in a way that's pretty spooky that you don't usually see. And I think that's one of the books that's like makes Joker actually scarier than normal.
Mm-hmm. Right on, man. So for me, I'm gonna go Ghost Rider, the Benjamin Percy run that we just got. Not like Wolverine I like, but his especially like how it started, it felt like kind of like a older horror book type of thing. It was just a lot of fun. And then I'm gonna lump these two together because they're both by John Lees, but Hotel
Oh yeah.
and Video Na and Nasty because I think the Nasty's like just a fun, if you're a horror movie fan type of book, and then Hotel, I just think has some ooky spooky parts that are, a lot of fun.
Allow me to toss another of his in there, Mountainhead.
Yep. I figured that's one that you'd be saying.
Yeah,
And oh, I had another one that I was gonna say. But now I've lost my rhythm. You interrupted me. It threw me
I'm
off.
so sorry.
It's okay, man. Um, but oh, come on, Casey. What were you thinking? Um, no, dude, I had one. I should have just wrote it down while you were talking. I was like, yeah, this one was a really good one. But
It was The Walking Dead.
oh no, but it was zombies. Art Afterlife with Archie,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
which, I mean, if you guys start reading it now, maybe by the time you get caught up, the next issue will come out.
It's never getting finished.
Nope. Uh, and then the last one, I think I need to go with the DC book. So let's go with trying to think of like there's not a lot of DC horror that I've read now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. I mean, the only ones that really come to mind are Swamp Thing and like I Vampire.
Yeah, I'll actually do New 52's Animal Man because that got pretty body horror-y and that
Yeah.
was fun. So yeah, that'd be my group.
Cool.
Let
Good
us
stuff all
know.
around.
let us know some of your books. I already know Nick will probably say John Lee's one of John Lee's other books because me and him talk about that one a lot. The Sink.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that one's a lot of fun too. But I don't know. I think Hotel's got more ooky spookies in it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of the episode, folks. So, like Casey said, let us know down below what horror books. Oh, dude, I easily should have said Werewolf by Night. I don't know why I didn't say that.
Yeah,
I
and then
like to read the old stuff around this time of year, so
I figured you'd say Blade too.
yeah, that one could be up there. I don't know. I mean, a lot of times we try to not just do the big two,
Yeah.
but anyway, let us know your horror comics down below. Anything else, Casey, before we sign off?
Let us know what horror movies you're watching because that's always fun. I've started watching a couple different ones like as often as I can, and then like I'm even like rating them on Letterboxd. I watched Frankenstein and Cabin in the Woods the other day.
Nice.
I've never seen the original Frankenstein until the other night, so that was fun.
Yeah, I need to. I just looked it up yesterday, actually, where the last voyage of the Demeter is streaming, so that I can watch that because I didn't get to see it in theaters.
Yeah, dude, that movie I hear is supposed to be pretty awesome.
I hope so. I know it didn't get super high reviews, but I didn't think something like that would.
Yeah, and it did make like the only downside is like with that name like that, it did not make much money because people didn't know what it was. Like I didn't know what it was until someone else told me.
Yeah.
But oh, are you gonna see the Nosferatu movie?
Oh yeah, I think that looks awesome as
That's
hell.
got yeah, that's got your boy Defoe too.
It does, yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, we love you all. We'd love to stay in chat, but Casey has to
Do it.
do it. Do me into the side of a boat.
There we go.
So we'll catch you next time. See you.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Two Worlds Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Two Worlds Pod, on Twitter at two_worlds_PC, and on Facebook at facebook.com/twoworldspodcast. You can email us with any questions or comments at twoworldspodcast@gmail.com, and if you would, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Two Worlds Podcast on YouTube.